shut up. I have just had it with these people. Everything is going to be fine, guys. I mean, I do realize we have to ruin these people's lives and get them out of our way, but the planet is going to be just fine. Things might change a little bit and, okay, water might rise. Some of those things might all be possible, and I actually believe the jury is out on those things. If there was ever a show to cancel me on, it'd be this one, because these people freak out unless you bow to their climate gods. I just refuse to do it. But humans always find a way. Jeff Goldblum, Jurassic Park, life finds a way, okay? We're gonna be okay. Or we should be looking into other things that are Elon Musk is doing. I don't know, maybe go to Mars if you think it's so terrible here. But they don't seem to be focused on that. They seem to be focused on what we can do to control people here on planet Earth, okay? So they're freaking out. Mass extinction is coming. Mass extinction's coming. I got a mass extinction for you people.
I'm Rayy Vana, and welcome back to Rebel HQ. That was professional grifter Dave Rubin giving his thoughts on and his solutions to climate change. But he doesn't seem very concerned about the real threat that climate change poses to humanity, nor does he seem concerned about this.
Last year was one of the warmest on record. So what are the implications of this trend?
This is part of an ongoing trend. Last year was one of the 5 or 6 warmest years on record, depending on which particular assessment you look at. But the last 8 years are the warmest 8 years on record. And if you look at the overall heating of the oceans, and we had a study just the other day on that, what that shows is that every year has been a new record. The oceans sort of average out that variability at the surface, and it's really a better measure of the overall warming of the climate system. And every year of the past 5 years has set a new record.
Dave Rubin would have you believe that the jury is still out on whether or not climate change exists, despite the fact that climate change is a theory in the same way that gravity is. There is an overwhelming consensus within the scientific community that climate change is real, that it is man-made, and without taking drastic steps to address it, the damage will be devastating.
According to a new United Nations report, the devastating impacts of human-caused climate change are happening now.
Today's IPCC report is an atlas of human suffering and a damning indictment of failed climate leadership.
And those impacts are getting worse and could potentially be irreversible.
Nearly half of humanity is living in the danger zone now. Many ecosystems are at the point of no return now.
The report lays bare multiple threats, such as weather extremes, drought, and fire, that have already disrupted human life and natural ecosystems, in some cases beyond the point where either are able to adapt.
Despite the fact that we can see the effects of climate change now, Dave Rubin would have you believe that it doesn't exist. But if it does exist, his solution is simply to send people to Mars. Sounds like a great idea. Just a couple of issues. We've never sent a single person to Mars before. We have no infrastructure to support life on Mars. And it would take centuries to build and cost trillions and trillions of dollars to do it. The solution isn't to send everybody somewhere else and cross our fingers and pray that it works. The solution is to save the planet that we already know can support life. The planet that everyone is already on. When it comes to climate change, listen to the experts, listen to the scientists, and please don't get your information from shameless imbeciles like Dave Rubin.